Tess Holliday, revealing her battle with anorexia.
Now, she says it was hard for her to hear that diagnosis, confusing even. And this morning, she says she's proof that eating disorders don't discriminate.
You wrote, "I'm the result of a culture that celebrates thinness and equates that to worth, but I get to write my own narrative."
Tess Holliday, I'm anorexic and in recovery. I'm not ashamed to say it out loud anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I do not feel that this is a very genuine thing whatsoever. Something is just not really adding up for me, honestly.
People in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor.
I mean, first off, Tess Holliday absolutely does not meet the criteria as outlined in the DSM. The following criteria must be met. A. Restricting of energy intake relative to requirements. B. Intense fear of gaining weight or of becoming fat.
I understand that people look at me and I don't fit what we have seen presented as, you know, the diagnosis for anorexia.
She doesn't even meet the criteria for the subtype atypical anorexia. Among many other things, substantial weight loss is a necessity to be diagnosed with this particular disorder. And from what I can tell, and I don't say this to be rude, I say this to just be matter of fact, she has only gained weight over the years. Yesterday, I saw these headlines and I dropped everything that I was doing and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a video on this. And then I was about 80% of the way through filming it and I was like, you know what? Presumably, someone would not lie about this diagnosis. Some psychiatrist probably gave her this diagnosis. Who am I to speculate on that? Then I woke up this morning and I saw her entire Instagram saga about it and I was like, okay, that's it. I have to say something. I have to say something at this point.
Holliday sharing highs and lows.
But I get to write my own narrative. So tell me, what is that story now?
I mean, the sky's the limit.
To me, this really feels like, number one, a ploy for attention, and number two, freedom for responsibility from her actions. A way to feel like the victim when people make comments about her and her weight and her lifestyle.
What's unhealthy is judging others based on how they look.
I want to say this video is my opinion. Normally I do some research and I try and be factual and objective and all of that. I'm not doing any of that today. I'm literally just commenting on something that really, really irritated me. This is for every fat kid that never got to eat without being made aware of, reprimanded and shamed for every bite, to every person that got laughed at and humiliated for dancing, exercising, daring to love or exist. This is for every person that has never had a chance to have a healthy relationship to food because the world's condemnation, judgment, and constant vigilance of their every move made that damn near impossible. She's really acting like some sort of a martyr because in a fit of rage on Twitter, she announced that she had an ED. Regardless of whether or not she does have it, she's acting like she did this for every single overweight person on the planet. Like, no, you didn't. Don't try and make this seem like you did it for other people. Like, it's too far. It's a step too far. Let's review how this whole thing came about. So it began with someone telling Tess on April 30th that she looked healthy. And I guess that was not preferable for her. That was offensive. Healing from my eating disorder, and everyone is out here thinking it's okay to comment on my weight loss. First off, I looked through the comments. I didn't see too many comments on her weight loss, but that's neither here nor there. It really does feel like Tess lives in fear of people thinking that she's trying to be healthy at all, which is very odd, being that health magazines have put her on their cover. But it's like then this tweet was not good enough to get her the amount of attention that she desired, so she had to throw another line out there and see if she could get some more bites. Then she drops the bomb.
Tess Holliday, revealing her battle with anorexia.
I'm anorexic and in recovery. I'm not ashamed to say it out loud anymore. I'm the result of a culture that celebrates thinness and equates that to worth. But I get to write my own narrative now. I'm finally able to care for a body that I've punished my entire life. and I am finally free. Now, what part of that was for anyone else other than Tess Holliday? Can someone please tell me?
Now she says it was hard for her.
She then spent the rest of the day arguing with people on Twitter, as she seems to enjoy to do. Obviously, there are a lot of nasty, obnoxious assholes out there, but when you're in your business as a public person, people are gonna comment on your looks. That wasn't so bad, was it? Well, according to Tess, it was awful. David, you do realize that you're one of those obnoxious assholes right now, right? Or is that irony lost on you? I didn't think he was that rude, but whatever. Not someone who is hyped up on steroids calling me unhealthy, LMAO. Ma'am, are you commenting on someone's body? Isn't that kind of like a no-no on your side of the internet? I'm pretty sure that it is. Tess is so damn hypocritical. I'm sorry, but she is so hypocritical. And the biggest hypocrisy of the entire thing is the diagnosis that she has. To have this, she would need to be terrified of gaining weight and becoming fat to an obsessive degree. So either the diagnosis is fake or the entire online personality and brand is fake. Which one is it? Was all of this just bullshit? PSA, now that I have a stomach tattoo, I'll be showing my fat tummy a lot. Deal with it. Honestly, I've been working too damn hard not to show this body off properly. And can't forget this one. I never dreamt that I would be this happy in a fat body. Are you in love with your fat body, or do you have an intense fear of weight gain and becoming fat? It's one or the other. We all have good and bad body image days, and even the most body positive person in the world isn't going to be happy with themselves 24/7. But either you believe fundamentally that it's okay to be fat and you're happy you're fat, or the idea of being fat terrifies and repulses you as per the diagnostic criteria. Which one is it? Which one is it? The hypocrisy of this is too much for me. Someone who takes a topless photo of themselves in a lace thong on the internet, holding a cake that says fat girl on it, who writes a book titled The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl, Loving the Skin You're In, while also having the words fat girl painted on their nails.
You use this word fat and you're very comfortable with it.
That's how I've chosen to identify myself, and I hopefully want to take the stigma out of the words.
Is hardly the typical presentation of someone suffering from this disorder, in which the main criteria is that you are terrified of becoming overweight. And this isn't just about her weight, it's about her behavior. The behavior does not align with what someone would be looking for to diagnose this. Personally, I have dealt with messed up eating throughout my life, as you guys know, but I would not have ever met the criteria for that diagnosis because it is a very specific criteria. And yet I was so terrified of people noticing my weight gain that I wouldn't eat anything in public for years. I was afraid of that. If I ate junk food, people would call attention to my weight. And I was afraid that if I ate healthy, it would call attention to my weight. And you're gonna go and tell me that someone with a more advanced ED than that, posting photos like this and videos of them eating cupcakes and pizza and a cake of their fucking face. So you're gonna tell me that this person is intensely and obsessively preoccupied with the idea of not becoming fat and their weight and the perception of that weight and their body, so much so that they feel that being fat is a repulsive end state that they cannot reach? Now, there is such thing as atypical anorexia for people who meet the rest of the criteria but are not clinically underweight. And the purpose of this extra categorization was because people who fit the criteria in all other ways, who clearly did have anorexia but did not meet that category of being clinically underweight or being misdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all. Many people who have anorexia and whose hearts are in danger due to their lack of food consumption are not seeking out treatment because they don't fit the mold of the protruding hip bones and the typical presentation that we see on TV and in the movies. So it's important that people know that, hey, not everybody who has these things looks a certain way. This is an important thing that should be discussed. But where is Tess saying anything about this? Miss Fat Activist, Miss Political Activist, Miss Fat Rights. Where did you say anything about that? Where did you stand up for other people or try and spread the message? You didn't. Sorry, I'm getting mad. And then she has the nerve on top of it to go and make an entire Instagram series like she's the savior of all people with EDs.
This is for every person that has starved themselves, that has purged, that has binged, that has been a carousel wheel of destructive diets. The world may not be ready to have this conversation, and that's okay. But I'm here for my fat folks, for our narratives that have been invisible for so long. We deserve to exist as multidimensional human beings.
To which someone said, "Thank you for speaking out honestly. It's so important to change the narrative around what anorexia represents. It takes such courage to speak out about it." Like, just show me the moment where Tess was doing anything other than vying for attention and absolving herself of responsibility, because I'm not seeing it.
Now, she says it was hard for her.
You know, I don't doubt that Tess has some serious issues with food, but to make this all into some spectacle and pretend like it's anything other than you trying to make yourself feel better is some bullshit. 10 to 1, this is gonna be her new thing. Anytime anyone comments on her body or whatever she hates after she posts basically naked photos of herself, she'll be immediately outraged because she's moved herself to a protected class of people. It's kind of disrespectful.
Strike that. It's extremely disrespectful
To the people actually genuinely suffering with this. 30% of people who get this disorder will never recover.
I've had a lot of messages from folks that are anorexic that are livid and angry because they feel like I'm lying.
I just find Tess so manipulative and childish. Like, you're 35 years old. Society is not responsible for your actions. You are. She could have used this as an opportunity to talk about something important, but she didn't. It seemed instead to merely be a ploy for attention as usual. Thank you all so much for the love y'all showed me today. I wasn't expecting my tweet to blow up, but the solidarity means more than y'all know. I love it when the internet surprises me in a good way. What's this? A tweet about an obese model having an ED got a lot of attention on the internet? Well, I'm shocked. Who could have predicted that? Not sweet baby angel Tess. She wasn't doing it for attention. She had no idea this was gonna be big news.
Tess Holliday revealing her battle with anorexia. With eating disorders on the rise during the pandemic, Kiana Whitworth spoke exclusively to Holliday about her struggle and what she wants others to know.
Gosh, the internet, so unpredictable. You know, I'm really surprised that she needed to take it to that level though, being that she has such a successful podcast. And she's been all over the news lately. Yes, I've lost weight. I'm healing from an eating disorder and feeding my body regularly for the first time in my entire life. Like, does this girl not hear herself? Now, I'm not an expert, but if you're losing weight in recovery for anorexia, well, you're kind of doing it wrong. Like, you don't just get to take videos of you eating cake and pizza and talking about fat liberation, fat activism, and then turn around and say, oh yeah, guys, I'm anorexic.
I turned to food to kind of cope with my feeling. But then people in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor.
Like, I don't understand. It's not fair to people actually suffering with it. It's just bullshit. Especially if you don't explain yourself. It's one thing if you explain yourself, maybe give us a little backstory. Tell us what it was like to, you know, publicly say that you love being fat and then secretly hate it as per the diagnostic criteria. That's a little something different, but that's not what happened here, of course. If you're gonna claim that you have this, if you have the courage to openly talk about your struggle, then have the courage to tell the rest of the story, because it makes you a huge hypocrite. And if you're not willing to explain yourself, then it really feels like you're kind of just banking on people not asking you any questions about it.
It's the stupidity for me and the ignorance for me, and realizing that fat people can in fact have disordered eating and be anorexic, because we shouldn't judge people based on how they look, period, or their perceived health. Get a life.
Can I judge you for your actions then? Can I judge you for the words that come out of your mouth? Not one aspect of the way she presents herself online lines up with the diagnosis. So to not explain herself at all and then go ahead and call everyone stupid and ignorant and whatever else, like, dude, no, this is bullshit. Seriously, how dare someone exploit such a serious issue for their own gain, then claim martyrdom, then also attack everyone who says that they might not be telling the truth? It's bullshit. It's manipulative. It's not right. This is the most deadly psychiatric disorder in existence. And all she has to say about that is, y'all don't know how body and science work, huh? She, to me, is counting on the fact that this is a taboo subject matter and that people are not going to ask her on it for fear of being canceled. I can already hear people say, how dare you question her? This is her lived experience. Tess can handle her eating disorder however she sees fit. She doesn't have to talk about her trauma if she doesn't want to. Sure she can. It's absolutely up to her. But being that in this instance, this diagnosis contradicts her entire life, she kind of owes it to everyone to, you know, maybe explain a little bit. Like, literally look at the way the media is reacting as well. Tess Holliday is continuing her honest conversation about body positivity. Following her brave admission, there were some online trolls who questioned her diagnosis. Her diagnosis is questionable. It's reasonable to question if the world's first obese supermodel genuinely has this or not. It is, and she's not providing any extra information. She's hiding behind the title. If she genuinely has it, she's exploiting it for personal gain and lying about everything else that she said online for the last however many months. And if she doesn't have it, well then she's lying and exploiting it for personal gain. So either way, she's lying and she's fake. And let's not forget, and she's also claiming at the same time that she did all this for other people. The way this entire thing was handled to me was just so gross. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Honestly, I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't see a way that either her entire personality is fake or this diagnosis is fake. What are the two? And if either of those is true, which one of them is, why are we celebrating this lady as a role model and putting her on magazines? You know, I think she's very beautiful. I think her face is so pretty, and I think her hair is so nice, and I like her outfits. But every time she opens her mouth, she ruins it for me. Because, you know, there are genuinely not that many people her size in her position. She's the only one. And as someone who grew up obese, as an obese teen girl, I think that having someone who looks like her, she's beautiful. Having someone who looks like her on magazines, I think is a positive thing. As long as we're not pretending that she's healthy. Now, there's all of this with it. She's like the worst role model ever. Like, come on, take it seriously. Stop acting like that. Stop attacking people on Twitter. It's wild. It's wild. Why are we putting this person on a pedestal? Surely there are other beautiful people of her size. I feel like the world can do better as the only obese supermodel. I'm sure there's someone just as pretty, but with maybe a better attitude or outlook on life, or who doesn't say that they're healthy when they're not and then make up an ED that they maybe do or do not have. Seriously, burns me to the core to see the way like the media outlets are treating it. It's nuts. It's honestly nuts. You guys know I don't normally make videos like this. This is obviously a very bold thing to say about someone. And I want to reiterate that it's just my opinion, and yeah, but I saw it and it made me so angry that I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it. This is how I feel. But yeah, I got triggered today and I decided to make this video because it really made me angry. You can't just sit there and call people names when it doesn't seem like you are who you say you are. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. A little bit of a different one today. Hopefully I wasn't too enraged in the filming of it. You guys know I don't normally make videos like this, especially ones where I'm so bold as to suggest that someone might be lying about something like this. And honestly, is she lying? I don't know. She probably isn't lying. Someone probably told her that, but the way she handled it, kind of whack. And it does leave a lot of questions, as was the purpose of this video. I don't know, I felt like I had to say something. This really irritated me. This is a really serious thing, and to treat it like that, and then also try and claim martyrdom and try and get everyone to like lavish you with praise, it just didn't sit right with me at all. So, but yeah, this video is my opinion, controversial as it may be. I just felt I had to share it. Let me know what you guys think of this situation in the comments. What do you think really happened? What do you think of this whole scenario? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.